Hey, Tony Gassens here. Now, I want you to realize, and I want you to be able to get a lesson from this. And you got to understand that a lot of times with the media, this stuff is very intentional, and they already be knowing people business. So the same way you got to realize, the same way I know people business because of the space that I'm in, these people be knowing. And so they know that it's going to come a day that the people they choose self-destruct and that they end their own career. They end their own contracts. Like they hurt themselves. They already know that. They know they secrets. They know stuff they done did, stuff they done allegedly did. They know about all that. And so that's why they will put them in place. And they don't mind you being blunt and direct about how you feel about a player. They don't want you to be political, and they don't want you to have any they don't want you to have any backing. Like they don't want you to have any credibility. So if you married with kids, they really don't care to have you on there as a black man. If you married with kids, they really don't care to elevate you. And the people don't care to elevate you either. And so that's what I want you to realize and understand. Let me plug on the computer. Now, so notice two of the biggest voices, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe. Those are the two biggest black men in the media space, in the sports media space. Both of them are not married. And so I want you to realize that and think about it and ask yourself, why is that? Like, how can you be in your 50s and not be married when every white man you sit down next to on these shows is married? Like, why is it that they can have a wife and have stability, but we as black men can't have a wife and have stability? And the thing about it is, Pat McAfee, he could cheat on his wife, but we don't hear nothing about it because when you got a wife, you're going to have accountability. You can't be out all time of night. You can't be out every night. You're going to have somebody to answer to. So we're not hearing scandals on those men. But then here we got to hear repeatedly over and over, it's a different scandal. And I would hate to think that a gay rumor would make a man act out in this way, because I mean, you could think anybody gay. I would just hate that, because he did the Instagram live thing. And it's like, what was the point of that? Did the Instagram live. Then and now this right here come out, which is not his doing. And I listened to the recording of his attorney, Shannon Sharpe attorney, saying that Shannon was willing, that the plaintiff requested tens of millions. And he said that's blackmail. But he said my client was willing to pay the tens of millions. And we was close to a deal. He said we was close to a deal. And we thought we had a deal. And then without our knowing, they went behind our back and they filed this lawsuit for the 50 million. So it has been said that this isn't about money. It has been said that this isn't about the money, because here you got this broke woman. If she could get tens of millions, meaning 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, she'll take that and walk away. Because Cassie probably got more money than this young lady got. And Cassie accepted Diddy 30 million, they said. They said it was 30 million. We don't know the exact number, but because it could have been 3 million. One thing I've learned from working in the industry behind the scenes with celebrities and influencers is that a lot of times what we hear in the media do not be true. It don't be sometimes it don't be nowhere near true. Sometimes it be 0% truth to it. What validates it to us from the media is when the people start to talk, and they start to talk. So this Shannon Sharpe lawyer talking on the recording that I'm listening to. And so now you're not going to pay $10 million. You're not paying $1 million if you ain't do what the person said you did. Just because you rather just fight for your innocence. That's naturally in us. Like somebody could be up for a murder charge, and if they didn't do that murder, they finna take that to trial. They're not finna say, yeah, I did it. It's just how we are. Our brain won't let us accept guilt if we're innocent. It just won't let us do it. And so it'll happen, when somebody just definitely afraid, like in the streets or whatever, somebody will just take a plea deal because they just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But in a situation like this with an arrogant person, and the egos that's in this stuff right here, nobody finna accept guilt. And so here the lawyer saying that Shannon was willing to pay tens of millions to settle this, but then Shannon come out and say, they lying, this is a shakedown, and that they about to get a defamation lawsuit. And then he pull in that this lawyer went at Jay-Z, and he said Jay-Z named with some emphasis, like he went at Jay-Z. And it's like, okay, all right. And it not that the man just attacked black men. It's like black men should not be in the circle with these women. Black men should not be dealing with these women. I'm a black man. If I become a lawyer one day and black men desk name keep coming across my desk, it's gonna look like I attack black men. But no, I'm servicing my client. And if my clients keep coming to me with all these text messages and all these recordings of black men, I got to go at who I got to go at. Point blank, period, regardless of their color. Because I got a job to do. So that's one of the things. Now Busby is one of them racist names from one of the racist movies I seen, I think a long time ago, like Ghost of Mississippi or something. And so, we don't know. He could be racist, but at the end of the day, the man got a job to do. The man releasing recordings. And now I'll be honest with you, and God forgive me, but when Shannon told the lady he gonna choke her, I bust out laughing. It just sounded like a remedial conversation. It sounded like two people who are just a little off having a conversation. Because when he said that, and she said, I don't want to be choked, it just sounded like she was off. And then he said, yes, you do. I couldn't help it. It made me laugh. So I really didn't take that serious. I just kind of took that as that's their little relationship. But this is why I'm trying to tell y'all. A lot of people be coming to me, Tony, why you don't have a TV show? Got too much sense. Got too much stability. Can't be a pawn. Can't be a monkey in a show. Can't be used. Not gonna make a fool of myself. Not gonna be a character. Not gonna shuck and jive and do the Sambo dance. And so when Shannon Sharpe was on the thing with Skip Bayless, he was on there shucking and jiving and doing Sambo. Black and Mild in his mouth on national TV. Had a Black and Mild, had a Hennessy, and just playing into the stereotype of big, black, and dumb. And not realizing that, like my uncle say, they ain't laughing with you, they laughing at you. Meaning they making fun of you. While you think you doing this and you think this is, this from back home, this from the crib. The white people looking like, look at this big gorilla, big ignorant monkey on the TV, shucking and jiving, yapping those big lips, just looking boy, I wish we could bring slavery back. Boy, he's a biggin', boy. Man, what you think we would have got for him back in slavery, boy, with them shoulders on him? And hey, I'll let him keep his Black and Mild too. I'll let him keep his Black and Mild like his Hennessy, man. Woo. That man, that could move some cotton, boy. And so the people that is racist, that's how they sitting back looking at you. They ain't having no, they not kikiing. They looking like, man, you making a fool of yourself, man. And so that's why they put you in that space. And when you watch the shows, when you go watch ESPN and Fox Sports, they always got the black men on there. The black men got to yell. The white men get to talk room tone. And you got to pay attention to that. And you know what? I know this to be true because I have experience in television. So what I will be shooting what we call pilots. And then with that pilot, they'll make a sizzle reel. They'll make a sizzle. And I'll be shooting the show and I'll say, hey, welcome to Rookie Camp of Love. I'm Tony Gaskins, celebrity life coach, best-selling author, and motivational speaker. Today we have a show for you. 3 contestants who are professional athletes, and they will be going through a boot camp with me to prepare for husbandhood. Let's get ready. We have this person. We have that person. We have that person. Then the producer, which will always be white, will come to me and say, Tony, we need more energy. We need you to be louder. We need you to be whatever. But then I go look at Love is Blind, and here go Nick Lachey. Hey, welcome so much. I'm Nick Lachey. This is my beautiful wife. This is Love is Blind. He talking the same way I was talking. But they wanted me to come on there. Hey, welcome. We are here. We got Rookie Camp of Love, and I am Tony Gaskins. They want me to be like Wayne Brady. You know, they want me to be shucking and jiving. And the only time you get to talk a little regular is if you done been in the industry for 25 years like Steve Harvey. Like now he got to bump his gums and, you know, cut a fool and make you laugh. He can't talk serious like Dr. Phil. You know, he got to be telling jokes, which is still not fair, but it's different standards. And so now they say, oh, let's get this guy who we got a little dirt on. So we ain't got to keep him for 20, 30 years like we got to do Lee Corso and Dick Vitale, who we got no dirt on. We played these people tens of millions of dollars. Like one of the allegations gonna come out in about 5 years. And so right before we got to pay him. And then we get to give him, we get to forgive him, give him the gig, but only got to pay him 50% of what we would have had to pay him, because now we get to look like we're doing you a favor. We're doing you a favor. So now we don't have to pay you what we were going to pay you. We give you 100 million, but we were about to give you 250 million. We give you 50 million. We was about to give you 100 million. And because you got these allegations, you are an R word. You like to R these women. And guess what? Like I told you, I know more than I could say. A lot of these guys have a MO, modus operandi. Now they had that modus operandi. They had a MO, and it be true. A lot of stuff that come out be true, but it gets spent and a narrative gets spent. And so we never end up knowing what's real, what's fake, who is true about, who is not true about, because it gets spent. And so this is the thing. This the thing. Like it's real. And so that's why I want you to understand that it's methods to the madness. Like it's a reason why they put certain people in position. They do not want a strong, smart, sophisticated, stable black man at the highest of the heights. They want controllable, unstable men who are going to act and behave ignorantly, so that instead of having to fire you and getting a DEI lawsuit, they get to part ways ethically with clean hands because you shot yourself in the foot because of your irresponsibility and because you undisciplined. And this is what I try to help people understand. A guy came to me the other day. I was talking to my homeboy. He was like, hey, why you let Lil T, talking about my son, he'll be 18 tomorrow. He said, why you let him get goals? He went and got a grill with his mama. Him and his mama wanted to get a grill. They just think it's cute and funny. They don't relate to it. Like I had 2 solid goals because I really come from that. They don't from that culture, and mine was solid. I had to get them chipped off, the cement and everything chipped off and two veneers put on. My wife and son, they nowhere near close to no hood, so to them it's a caricature. It's a character. Like it doesn't have a deep rooted meaning to them. Like it's not culture to them. It's just character. So I said I let him do it because he's a perfect kid. He still ain't had his first kiss. Never had a girlfriend. He straight A student, speaks absolutely proper, and it's an expression. I said, if you don't let your child express themselves in one way, they're going to express themselves in another. So by the time I was my son's age, I had already slept with about 20 girls in high school. My son haven't even had a girlfriend yet because he said it don't make sense to him. He's like, Dad, why am I going to get a girlfriend that I'm not going to be with her? I'm not going to marry her. None of these girls at my school can I see being my wife. He was like, so why would I just have a girlfriend? Just have a girlfriend, and then when you get a girlfriend, you can't be nice to the other girls and be friends with other girls because the girl get jealous. And I can't do nothing with her but hold her hand. And I was like, well, why you say you can't do nothing with her but hold her hand? He was like, Dad, I'm saving myself until marriage. Like, so what do I look like being in a relationship where all I can do is hold hands? He was like, when I start dating, it's going to be serious and it's going to be for marriage. He was like, so I'm going to just wait till I get to college. And you can go on my Instagram and see pictures of my son. He handsome, ain't nothing. He ain't got a gay bone in his body. Sometimes you have idiots that say that, and then I got to take their life. And so save yourself that trouble. It's just my son has been raised. He know all about the game because he got me as a father. So he understand what makes sense and what don't make sense. I have talked to him about these childhood relationships, about men, about women. So he has a deeper level of understanding on this. So if he want to wear a diamond necklace and he want to get him a gold grill, I don't like it. Like I don't mind the diamond necklace. I don't care for the diamond grill. And when you wear him a combo, and now he got earrings, but it's like the other kids who got all that stuff. A lot of them also having sex. A lot of them smoke weed. A lot of them getting drunk. So I could look at my son and tell how he living. And so that's why I want you to understand is that when you see a swole man like Shannon, and he's super disciplined with what he eat and brushing his teeth 4 times a day, he say, and building his body like that, he's going to be undisciplined in another area. And now we see where he's undisciplined. And that's why I try to tell women, you can't judge a book by its cover, because you'll go and you'll want a man with an 8-pack of abs, but where is he undisciplined at? Because it's not true that how you do one thing is how you do everything. That sounds good and it's cute, but that's not true. And you could look at your own life and tell that you don't do everything the same. So that's why we have to stop living our life based on cute quotes that's not actually true across the board. Because if Shannon Sharpe had the discipline in his sex life that he has with his body in the gym, then we wouldn't be hearing nothing about no scandal right now and no $50 million lawsuit, because he would have one woman. She would be a woman of class and substance and worth, and he would be monogamous with that woman. And she would have no reason to sue him. She would have no reason to leak their audio, to leak their text messages. She would have no reason, because she would be being treated like a queen, and she would be absolutely swept off her feet and completely in love. And so one thing about it is, one thing I do know as a straight man is I'm never going to sit shoulder to shoulder courtside with a gay man under any circumstances. I am never going to be friends with a gay man, because I am a man and I understand how the male mind works. The male mind is full of lust. So if you are a gay man, that means you lust after men. I'm not going to be hanging with somebody who wants to enter my exit. And that's no offense intended. I'm just not going to be doing that. I'm not going to hang with a woman who is attracted to me. I'm not going to be doing that. And so that right there raised a lot of red flags. And it was almost like Shannon was telling the little boy, I'm going to take and show you publicly, and I'm going to take this chance and I'm going to show you publicly because of what we got going on behind closed doors. And now you give me a hard time about I'm trying to hide. I'm going to show you I ain't scared. I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you out in public. And so took him out in public and thought people were just going to look at it and think nothing of it. And then we looked and we said, even at sweater you got on is suspect. So then everybody went with that narrative that Shannon Sharpe gay, and then now this is all from that. This all the backlash from that. And I'm gonna tell you, I know gay athletes who are gay males who are gay, but they call it bisexual because they deal with women too. There's no such thing as bisexual. You could sleep with a man, you could sleep with a woman, but you gay or you a lesbian. There's no such thing as bisexual. You one or the other. And so bisexual is that you sleeping with two different genders, but you gay. And so there's another gay male athlete who does the same thing. And I know him personally because I worked with his team. And he did the same thing to where he would sleep with men, but to try to convince himself he wasn't gay, he would sleep with the dirtiest and the freakiest and the nastiest women. Really wouldn't sleep with a regular woman. Wouldn't really deal with regular women. Still have not settled down to this day. Still have not got married to this day. Because they be forever trying to fight the spiritual physical. They're trying to fight the spiritual physically. So they trying to exercise, not exercise in the gym, EXOR, exercise the demon through sexual activity. They trying to convince themselves by pounding in a woman. They trying to convince themselves. And I'm going to tell you something. As a heterosexual man, now this young lady say that Shannon Sharpe inserted himself in her anus without her permission. And I'm going to tell you, like I tell you, I know more than I could say. So I 1000% believe that he did it just because of information that I have just in my life about these men and about particular men. And so I 1000% believe it. And I know a lot of people are not shocked by that. But I'm going to tell you one thing as a heterosexual man, that nothing about that act, even with a woman, is appealing. Nothing about that act is appealing. Nothing about that act is enticing. And if a man wants to do that all the time and enjoy that, I will venture to say as a heterosexual man that man is homosexual. Because I'm going to tell you right now, as a man, there's nothing on a woman's body that's going to compare to what God gave her in the front that a man is intended for. And so anywhere that fruit cannot be produced, God is not there. God is not there. If it's not, meaning that not to say if a woman can't have children, because that's how her body is made. But we're not supposed to be inserting in somewhere that reproduction cannot happen. That right there lets you know that it is not of God, because God is a multiplier. God is a producer. God is, he turns a seed into a harvest. So a man entering an exit, that does not have reproductive power, that's not of God. You're not supposed to be doing that. And a woman can endure it or put up with it or whatever it is, but that body part is not made to do what it is on the front is made to do. Because if what's on the back was made to do that, then a woman would give birth out of the back and not out the front. So, and that's another thing of why a man who dealing with loose and nasty women will want to be in the back, because of the difference in elasticity, as we know. But that in itself is sick and deranged. You need therapy. If that's your idea and that's what you want to do, you're sick. And you need to sit down and you need to talk about it. You might need a pill or two. Not nothing that's going knock you out of nothing, but you might need something. You might need daily therapy to just say, okay, yeah, let me come to my senses on this right here. Like this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. Like this, what's wrong with me? Like what did I see? What did I go through? What have I experienced? And you got to get that thing together. You got to get that thing together. So think about that though, and get your mind right. Get your mind right. And I want you to understand that this stuff be orchestrated in the sense of the media can't control what somebody do, but they could tell when they hire these men what they longevity gonna be, what they downfall gonna be. They do deep, extensive background checks because they're getting ready to spend millions. So they go and they talk to everybody that these men have played for. What's his shortcomings? What type of incidents, reports, what things came up that never hit the media. They know about all of that. So they say, okay, we're going to take a chance because the media does not know about this. But guess what? If it ever happens, we're able to part ways and, get the next monkey in line. One monkey don't stop no show. So when we take off one of these monkeys, we put another monkey on. And that's how, for the most part, 90% of the media work. You're going to have a couple of networks, a couple of outlets that value people of color and treat people of color with respect and have pure intentions for people of color. And a lot of times the monkeys in the show don't know that they are monkey. The monkey think they are human and that they are living life. They don't realize they are monkey in a circus. The monkey never know they're the monkey in the circus. That's why the monkey come up and grab your phone and take a picture with you and sit on your lap and eat your grapes and all that, because the monkey think that he is just like you. They can't see that they being used. They can't see that how they being portrayed. They can't see how they being, put in these positions. And they grown boyism being reinforced. They can't tell that that's what they going through and that's what they dealing with. They can't see it. So hey, this is my early morning video. Should be up by noon Eastern, and I'm gonna do a pop the balloon review. So if you caught this, come back later tonight. Get your little mocktail and your popcorn or whatever. We'll try to get through that today. Get through the whole, Lord willing, I get through the whole episode of Pop the Balloon and be able to upload that review from the most recent episode I seen pop up. So God bless you. All of the links is in the description. Yesterday, the Blessed Tribe, we did a special thing for a mother who was a mom of 6, and all 6 of her children, she said, is on the spectrum, but only 3 of them get government assistance because she said certain markers that you got to have, and the other 3, the government said they don't have every marker that they need to have, but yet they still consider on the spectrum. And so we, as the Blessed Tribe, we did a fundraiser through my link for my nonprofit 501c3 where you get a tax write-off. And the Blessed Tribe, they blessed her so we could help her get some groceries, some diapers, all 6 of the kids. The oldest is 14 and then 13, and then I think like 9 and 11 or something like that, and then like 3 years old and like 6 months old. They're all in diapers, and it's just her. And so we gonna help her out with some diapers and some grocery, and also some coaching, life coaching and mentorship, therapy if we find a good therapist, in Texas. And just want to let y'all know, like we trying to be the hands and feet, of the Lord, and really be boots on the ground. And so want to give a special shout out to the Blessed Tribe and say thank you. And then also the boys program. Hopefully today I can sit down and book flights for our next trip, but we have another weekend next weekend, which may take a hotel or 2, but we're going to see. And we're going to be booking flights for our next trip, which is to Cincinnati, Ohio, and just getting these boys out of the state of Florida and them being able to see other states and experience and just have these experiences, it's second to none. And so I thank y'all so much for supporting the program. I have the link in the description of every video that I do. And then also for those of y'all looking for a work from home opportunity, you can join my team. You'll see the link where it says you want to become an insurance agent. Sign up for there. Every week I try to send out an email blast to give you the link where you can sign up on my team. So thank you for that. And if you don't have life insurance, you'll see the link for that where it says you're ready to get life insurance. Click that, get on that list, because you don't want to let another day pass with you being unprotected and not in a vehicle to not only could take care of you when you're gone, bless your next of kin, but also be able to build cash value and be like a good savings and wealth builder while you living. So, hey, this Tony Gaskins, all the important links are in the description. God bless you. We'll talk soon.